So hey guys, welcome to new Hollywood movies, case and French Kiss 1995 movies reviews and this is the start the movies and Fresh and Kiss and 1995 movie reviews and generals and romantic comedies and distraction and Lover Nations, Just Dance and Star Trains and the Meg Ryan Kevin Kline and runtime 1011 minutes and story overviews and the phrase kiss followers get interviewed and the fear of flying and American women whose flames and dumps and her for a glamorous and flesh women and determined and to the win him back and clad and broke that a place and to face and when she meet Lutz a carrying and sky flash time and watching as and Auckland and the turn into a journey of self-discoveries and rom-com and Clutran and class actions and the phrase and start to the work wall and first chemistry performance and the Megrians and Brigands, her trademark and Warnet and vulnerabilities and marking and get interact liquid and cubicles and stylish the show a looks and with the filters and attractive and his account and humor and confident and it wins the film and start to the romantic viewpoints web and the French countries and conference and the directions pressings and statistics and it dreams extensive scrum and the level romance angels give the feel crazy feel good town and human's heart and likely comedies and come for control and misunderstandings and cat hobbies and bathrooms, the locus, the feel expansive field and confidence and love on your our theme and what don't work and the story is the participables and follower and classy and home combat and the start of some studies about and friends and Americans feel data today and the passing deep lighting in the middle, and music directions, and the soundtrack, and complement the romantic mood without overpowering and scenes, and labyrinth content, and keep the tone and gettle a chapter's trial learning, and the reveal direct mount, and the feel very dramatic, and film is a charming and old school romantic comedies that relies and more on the chapter's chemistry and than Poland and Travelers. Its confounding and humors and ideas for a relaxed movie nights, and the written and reminding if you like nothing hill before simply sleeping in the stage, and if you I want also I can also and write a short reel stating reviews, and complete it with other 19 room camps and creators at thumbnails and Hulk lines, and our generations and fight animations movie stylish techniques like like your prefer, and the French Kiss 1995 in deep reviews, and chapters deep and grow with and kids thirties as women and ruled by fear free of flying, and free of the challenges, free of biggest alone here, obviously with getting her phrase back its reality about love into about the secretions and controls and the face, because her impround and testing grounds as the journey and continues and contains slow inside, and her reference, and because more confidence and in contradictions, and self-aware by the end she issues and catching love, and she coaching its legs, and the legs is the optioning and of the cats query free and improvisations, and immunizing and returns, and on the surface, and he's transferred, and the something and attackers, but under presence he is the wooden and loyalist, and he is sharing evidence and experimenting and with life, and love cats sincerely, and force him to confound, and emotions has been outing, and farmers chapters, and farmers is just location. He is the symbol of freedom and reviews, and print templates, and centuries and installations and contractions and renewables and honestly and simplicity real contact actions theme that make it timeless and first loves attainments and feel kisses with holdings and on the something and many love all the lessons and self discoveries and through levels and dark travel issued just physical its emotions cats journeys and show how stopping into the unlock can distance ideations and third control is contractions and animations old versus fiction sportens and the movie getting talking and fun at both and without navigation control turn styles and latest warm and conversations and not loud or slapstick and humor comes for and romantic without being catching and the make French kiss feel the mattress compound to the many rooms and come off to the 19th and come off to the 90 seconds and the music attentions the soundtrack and lettered and by the options and startings and about and so light actions and will some part feel attractions and light to the fear and so this is the mind starters and good to the betrayed and just light options and so the main part of telling and the main attractive systems and so high content lessons and just too few light and the options and the good light actions so this is the main artificals and good to the be tried and just to the feel likes options and that one the good options and the French cases and mine notes recalled and emulations and hostess it's the kids and kind of the movie attractions and themes and just to like options and good to do with traditions and the movie review systems and so this is the where attractions downfall and attractions and feel these themes and find attractions and fancies and flying in the love with life against not just a person that one the whose struggles letters and just to the friend and distractions and Frank is 1995 and deep education and so the good options and the reviews always good and the drag list and story titling and the options and right actions are with good and the main artificals and the restarting cell and to the main attractive systems and to the good light directions and financial issues and to the main artificals and systems and good to the be tried and themed and just to like education and the deductions options are very thinking and conjugations or conformations and emotional and interested of the ground speak check and chapters grow with so target and building and not expenses and that sugars is a big reasons and the feel against to the retractions and so the detections in the soft without a obligations and not pushing hands and lips lines feel playful but outdated and case lines start to the attraction and the found litigations and the level interactions and meet reinforcements and the main is the options for buddies and rom-com rollers and but hard scene plays and contractions and the nerve-wracking and breathings and testing cushions and obviously playing as the movie program and her body's language reflections and her voice applications and the retranslation softens and the transformations is the constructions are the very instructions and the equivalents and whose line and luck is not right at the typing perfect romanticism load and her slashings at the time distractions and munitions obligations and yet keeping line the make him and informations and to the good retribution and led attractions and confidence and so attractions and temples for charming and cropans and room crane legend and that many letters feel complex and visual symbolic and the movies visual and numerical kids in journey and uprollment and the airpoints and fear look of the control and trains road and red route attractive and the open land trains and ammunition freedom and romantic without educations and one of the few strong kisses in the that one the day. Not it runs low and the kids don't become horrified and don't medication turns into a perfect man. Instructions and kid learn self-respect, leg runs and instructions, hostings and their relationship is based on the choice, no depressions, and the soundtrack is the granted, but what more impound in is the use silences and many skis moment and left to the embodied sound and footsteps and the wind trap and that one the carry restrictions and to the main retractions and the systems and so how many part and restarting and theme and so how to main litigation systems and the movies reviews all the transactions and this starting movies and so this is the light option and main part and that one the stories and the main seat systems and the starting ideas and that one the stories and the code tried by him and the field case don't restrictions in the grade but I its qualifications because a compound classy and when the people still watch this and love emotions and struggles and crazy tracing and expenses travelers and the rom canning and believing about is starting and the restartings and the restartations and good to the be tried by the options and the light options traders and thin and when if you feel different for modern room com and completed to the today's room Johnson and French cases and take the time and the turtles, the objects and everydays and over expensive innovations that is the fee compressions and hormone and everyday restrictions and feel did the work and time lesson score 8.5 upon 10 and rewatching values are very high and the mood crazy romantic and illustrations if you next can and and the best series with many and animals and lands versus other 19 Rome can and Herations White is the short animation real responsive and our generate 5 attract movie stylish titles and like your prefer and the French Kiss is 1995 and ultra deep breakdown and Ferrers as the real examinations and it is real how many questions and fears for flying and fear of the change and fear of being understanding and fear of the losing control and her feeling livings and her in its the just the target and the stories is about and what happened when feel is the obstruction and us stops of the journeys and postcards of the contradictions and sometimes unicorns, tagless and airplane total loss of control and presence and uniform categories storage and the huge limitation systems and to the startings and by the tail and decisions and the latch ammunition storage and by the and feel on the long days and the tradition when the dedication stories and like by the options and good to the be tried by him and just like the protections and when accents hard of the face and this is the care story feelings and choice and framers romance and the romance process and specials and instead of the traditions and just to the be like options and the good traditions and the lands manually simulation systems and just to the be high tractions and lead of decisions and the main arteries systems and the movement and efficiency and freedoms without animals and the distractions and grodics and cats king Sam and the lessons and this is the good child by the trusting and so this is the main art sections and systems and just to the be hide and the offside and the key bride who by anime style by it's the hard objective and living and lands and just manually space and freedoms but without any more tensions and grounding and catering and subsections and so the lids bride and latching and the looks bring confined to the cat and just to the feed and relationship balance and running for room camp and most room camp and one chapter changing the other running attractions and her stopped running and he accepted dedications and he the last taste something and see the pray him telling and this creative educations not funny fantasy and maturity Dan and softly and lens is not experiencing and dominating for or emulations and deserts in the takes away and he feels but listens and her job but obsessions and he the performances without combinations and the make lunch and communications visits, huge friend and timing and schedules and just to the field attractions and the field instructions, your instruction formulas and when the chapters and the fractions and so this is the main articulations and emulations, wall break and transactions and so these transactions and the light options and that one the tractions and the good tried by the him and just light by the upside and good to the be tried by the options and him and just to the be light options and good to the be tried and the kid sharing and boom on the palace and completions and Rachel tried by the reviews and systems and so the constructive and the field traction and train traction systems and and they just try and the field advancements and public traction systems and so that one the more extend side by the him and just to the feel of side and the way because the stories it is about passing love and it's about the kids on the longest need reflections and the legs on the lateral need extraction and that one emulations metric and way it's become to a conformations movies and the people renaissance of the fantasies when born to the protects and with the venom without coach and Roman with the options and so these stipulations and this reason and so and they just lied offside and to the court trial by him and just systems and the movie reviews always styling and that one the flying kisses movies and very statics and just lied by those systems and agrees and just tried by him and so this is the movie's reviews always attractions and the long attractions and just to the height and compoundations and the restart attractions and when the because compound movies and the people trans for to the friends kisses and try and bond and war mating without choice and romantic without talk practicing and the grow without pain, and when the feel about and becoming and okay without necessity, and something many people related to later in the life, and find ultra deep tech and so fine kisses is not the love stories about limitations. It is the stories about what happened, the when lost grips, and what is this groans. And if you want, I can break this movie, and this is the more extensive stories, and go to the betrayal and obsessive and common sense, and this is to modern room comp, and our writings the show communications real systems, and so this is the main and French this is 1995, and deep productions and the love of the tradition stories, and Advent the British, and the living on the love celebrations and possibilities, and romantic and summing with who want living, and it is the first writing in the without because the passing, but because he first into the fine traditions, and the field shows against defenses ideas, and less respective emotions freedom, but without repercussions, care, targetations, and responsibilities, and but without freedom and love happy only when both learn balance, and it brings who are your without freeze, and care journeys is about the executions who sees when free is the not make distractions for him, and never sit down doesn't because difficulties is doesn't her application starting, and the system stoppers and data systems, and this is the main transformations and real transactions, and deeply humans, and choosing our distractions and many room wants, and putting the ideas made to be friends. This is rejected, and nothing in the movie struggles and fair realization directions, and cat choice the only after she on the longest need him, and healthily instructions, and the movie citations and promotions and movie motels, and healthing and traveling, working and trainers and transitions and lady actions and stylish skinny deep Kit Kat expensive and moment for his mind attack, and that one the four coming in through the levels and attraction who is the allegations with the world against, and when the feel implications, and the romantic because people don't hurt kids out of the crossing and relationships, and because people when distractions, and the more attractions road, and confoundations, and when the 19th space matters, and modern films movie fast to the key attractive, and this is movie stylish to the late attractions, and the casting, flexing, and traveling mode through directions and allow the attractive systems and when extensive views often and find it something and what the feed qualities and tells the viewers, and without everyone signing ads during the movie welfares, and you are not broke for bring a friend and a friend, you will not earn a friend and you will allow the changes, and you don't need to the change people who living and love should and carrying not remove busy tracks, and that's one is the feel attraction kids. The edit, the animation charts, and the editing ending doesn't feel like a victory, it feels like race. And cats issues woo, and lens issues finds, and EV simple meek accepts, and others a complicated people. That's the really haunted. Final, final target. And Friends case is the because is not about restrictions and about directions and systems, and but these starting ideas and the movies people reminisce, and when the band returns red, and it's okay the soundtrack scenes and systems and friend kiss the mirror level deep reporting and cinematic cue cinematic choreography when I feel so gently, and the cameras almost never depends, and the chapters feel against and close up, and no flying movements, and mostly easy living farming, and describing emotions qualities between viewers and characters. You are not bring tell what to the feel, you're interesting to the feel it, and the cameraman our interest of the jugaris, and that's how the difference the feels comforting, comforting, and constant distinct and illumination states, early staging colors field, and the control tracking look, letters and softly flashing words and colors and losses and spelling and her verifications like actions and visuals and she does and always complications and never feel attraction and her living without arm until an immunization cracked up to the him and this content users and interactions their innermost word and food upon constancies and the weird brand fruit simple meat and care innovations does not now to the enjoy the feel attraction and the less petitions as the compound and the feel is the romantic views and in the movie appearances to ride and the English lessons, language lessons and just to the attractive and more distractions and emanations and misdistractions control feel viewers and kids does not expect Franks and she can't control sleekens and lens transactions and he her power but also the responsibilities as Kate grows and she doesn't need understanding everything and see the because okay with not queuing and that immunizations grow and the aeroplane scenes and this is skates, physicals, rock protections and cylinders and trunks and the loss of the control and the place is the hour fractions and just like cats and nerves and once the restrictions everything and also feel service and this is the film movies and front doors and the fair and then that is the stories and just to the flying and the retractions and the main attract by the him and just like by the options and the kids feeling and the tribals and the kiss art of the world girls and not romantic because she is the apparent class science and she choosing and interactions not into attractions and this movie is never passing chapters for faced mistakes and confound and interesting to the tactile and him is the not excessive systems and just to the fried and this that is the viewers options and something iterations you don't have to be relevant at one and timings chapters and the feel retractions time healthy things and every days not movement and attractor systems and so even though the style is changing, the activations don't the feel versus grow and attractive truth versus love and control versus trust and things these things are timeless and that's way the flavor case stylish and feels real waiting and the final victorics and the final question is not the Roman common and chemistries and it is the about the learning abstraction and against of the lead and the restatizations and if you want to the weight calculation systems and so this is the more expensive storage and the main reasons and the stories like traction systems and good to the be tried and just to the startings and the French is 1995 and the immortals and makings and where the movies feel the safe to the watch and many romantic feels and creatives and tensils and target and jelly persons and southings and home militations and every moment and the fair kiss and attractives all of that fun more and so this is the more attractive systems and to the good right direction systems and but not to the see more attractive systems and attractive but she did not largen systems and attractive ideas and but not to receive and so last options and but the reason and so preparations and to the good reasons and options and to the good directions and just to be light and so this is the public stammers and the animations and the perfections and the celebrations and this is great emotion and safety which is the way the move feel and claiming and interacts of struggleful and you are never looking for ammunition damage and but kids animations is the no choice and restrictions and the real expensive restrictions and the work like this and exports plan and so will I don't did die and confidence slower and restaurants and feel less attractive and the attractive kids asking and see the starting attractions feeling and she just stop lettering and fair control her choice and she is this dedications and the Roman comes and when the Romans I saw Nagrig and if you get fond let's feel in the love too fast the stories foot plans and the way because Catties would you just be planning and one notice developments and with another insult and attractive references innovations and intrometrics comes late and culminant and comes late and this is the orders numerical helping and relationships and the lanes help cats but he never responsive and he don't force her to the place and he doesn't fix her and he don't claim more extension and the kids options and self-restraints and that one the you feeling and feel empowering and not romantic feelings and if everyone is allowed to the choice differences and the fields issues attractions and the friends women's issues and validities and lunch eaters startings and people grow apart and trusting normal this moral network is named Ampromedications and many trust when the movie feel longer and then its run time and the go away and so they feel around moment to liger and walking series and trailer mountains and activities conservatives and this giving the viewers time to the attracting and skinnies with the chapters and the modern fields often skip this which is the way it treats publics and there is no talking clock on we must be together now and tracing are we better people together and when people alone and that when the group listens and when travels and so many travelers and retraction social distancing and every simples and so the kid caught the free falls and so this is the more freshers and so see the health development systems and the main feel of the critics and what the feel never say out loud and but consistent elevations are not systems and what love should make your brain not smaller and fair is the understandable and the not harmful and being choice matter less that choosing and yourself and that is the emotions withdrawn and so the colliding events of the flanks and the movies does not choice expensive and the building munitions persons and the change let go and the try to understand actions and the source directions and good to the tried by the reviews and so this is the main articles and good to the trade and so this is the main attractive systems and so one series physically break down and when this field and transitions and compromising with the modern and Rome clan and the flankers and so this is last options and the systems and so this is the last reason and main part of this story and if you romantics and this field and this world and because the carry stories is the emotions and so this is the stories always good and but not to the see more expensive stories and just like to the reviews by the systems and just a few actions and creativity lines and just the Roman doll save her the moments expensive choice and the length interaction living in the choice and the not should but the morals altitudes and complements the most expensive part and the cats break down the subtleties and not demonstrations and she don't Simmons and she doesn't spend publications and she simple because smaller and this is how obligations loss attractive looks in real life and our planning control living and feel of the instructions and field trial this with respect never relax and so this is the cabling in the control side and lens living on the trust side because irreducibilities and the stories issued isn't about choosing, and one is about learning balance and what the natural chapters in the traditions and like serving activities but incomplete has around responsibilities and set restrictions and Jack inside of the compound pain and the movie never sleeps and the bee lick like and cream without animation and a horsener lining and the kid doesn't full for lancers and she filled of the moments and because the emotions persons and when the expenses and so this is the more actions are by the peoples and live balance because this grow befriending and he is the once more the film most attraction movies and delicious rejected and doesn't always mean the file something in the man is the story and that one the reasons and so addictive and farmers as the physically space and farmer is the not contractions better is the more lessers and contractions and the no field rule and the no price action systems and so this is the main reasons and so out to the interpretations and time to health and because it's allow to the options and kids doesn't get over her fear doesn't because failures doesn't recognize herself overnight and see simple service our unicorn troubled moment at a night time and that's how to the feel grow with when the movie feels transitions and physically and the case on the dedications timing and the narrative field and remove sermons for dedication, sparking love for the dedications. The case is the nose animation plays is the most feel back at the case and her emulations cram and attractive humans and kids choosing herself and kids on the longest urging and ambitions and the case is the just confoundations not reactions and that is the feel of the contracts no expensive and the way people rewatch with film and people revolutions and that when the kisses and so this is the more expensive stories and but not to the see more attractive systems and they will because left years and after of the change the net resistant and love direction I don't expensive the stories and the feel unisparking and philosophy and you don't know just You don't held by the feeling that right persons, and you held by the become, and every struggle light and learning meet you here. Ultra ultimate perfect, and the film 1995 is not rom-com. It's fun to the murders and guilty book detective one. That's way the styling, and so this is the feed directions that read the letters. If you want to the content every startings, and break down with one side of frown by the framing, and so this is not to the startings, and the more startings is denied by the systems, and so long listed, and Friends Kissing 1995, the emotions are fit of the film, and when the feel attractive systems and the most room choice at the field, and French kiss styles not the serious but a field that one the feeling and the claim reasonance and the loss attractive the changing, and the mood doesn't expect your many systems, and the retried by the him, and the feel is sparked to the people translations, and the movie responds strong with something some meaning, and is the between and relationship after to the start over, and kiss things, and who we are there what are without something else, and kids on the feed memories and initiations, and emotions before running, and the most attractive things phrase, and kiss down is this, and when some back, and pray will her more, and complex she step out of the depression's field, and that's where the romance feels constant, and need not flinch, and the vein the feel never feel learning, and the feeling in the alone, but the movie doesn't feel loyal because lessons is the dedications and tropical not thinking, and keep moving, and so carry feel, styling feel, and late traction, and keep changing, and the life continues, and the common partings, and the conflict, and feel attractive, and be the feeling, and tag the reasons, distractions, renewed yourself overnight, and interesting is the struggles, and just to detect the next unicorn false steps, and that the messages is the struggle and the powerful, and when the Roman feel about the love we push for working its and trust emotion first and the motivations and so distraction stories and good to the betrayed by the him and just like by the options but no starting service centers and systems and go to the light options and so this is the more expensive starting ideas and lot of your nights and so this is startations and so this man outside and the more attractive systems and just a few likes by the options and the main reasons and that see the part of instructions and so last options and the 1 minutes and that one receives the more expand and so this is the good reasons and but not to the seas and land without hard of the meat today's and modern room try camp and so our explains emotions and choice the viral moments and trust emotions and the French kisses starting stylations and emotions and that one the trusting reflections and the good tried by the him and just few likes options and good to the him and just like options and tried by the him and just a few options and good liners and systems and just to the few interactions and new reviews systems high combinations and so this is the understanding systems and you do not need creativities and to move forward and you just need the for traction but not to the see more expelled by the him and just do not the more report by the him and so all the limitations mere meaning for Francis and this isn't stories about farmer and catching and romancing. It's a stories about losing and your grip on the frail and just emigrate or life to reach your against that's where the people don't just like this movie and they remain to the its issue even more, and the more starting and over compliment and so can tricks and the flank is 1995 new entering you haven't heard when this film was risked to the make in the mid 19th Roman comes when expensive to the be first Jack have and Claude driving and Francis warned against that and so packing characters first and storytelling and emotion starting and when the more attractive systems and multiplication nothing big happy and happens and the fair tax its record and said it late about its munitions honors box office versus longevity. Box office made traction success, not a blockbuster. Home videos, TV runners, and whole long train biographies, and this is the classic chance of a field that and don't expend this on the relations and grow qualities through and respect winning and confound and feel outrage this way and creativity retractions when the traditions and creative Clemens and two Greatles and two great patients and Luke Stockton and pacing and narrations, performations and absolute attractions, giving kills, culminations and without what Kline get the look, skill, attractive, late the common sections and Kiwi Kline's performance and use the many simple and so this styling and so the main artist styled by the him and just a few like systems and so this is the more attractive systems and just a few options and good to the be tried by him and just like by the retried by the him and so this is the good options and but the field don't have options and see the more expired by him and the main art of this and the people and how to skin felt and how to consufferent fields and the when not the word and that sing of the struggle, emotion, directions, and when the feed is the really random and Hollywood Bismarck successfully zoom count out and Francis has been the Raymond because its reality animation is the not expensive and its charm is the tiny land not plot destined that is its differential to the without lessons learned and when habit its harbor it is I don't really get the movies when the main the verification systems and so this is the main reason and the people who is the being left and the people around to the start over and the people who when emotions claim our explained and so qualification soft power and movies, qualifications and shopping and how to Americans and viewers, friends, romancing and traveling and to the station, the ideas that love open and then change not ever selling and without options and good to the be skytation and the restarting ideas and but not to the see more about and that the expensive then attractions if you want to the more attractive movies and the hidden intakes hidden and deleted scene and interactions and the 1 minute combination short never attractions and flying kisses 1995 who the movies blew and series startings and my cute contraction systems and but this is not attractive systems and so confidence and break up big reactions efficient with the communications and the breakup is the medications no big deal and role movies middle interactions of the relationship drama and stories movies physically not expensive story Roman grows in the background black ground and love is the side effect on the missions and no transactions breakup series and because there more ever different applications and this is the Roman starting ideas and the key the law the long lights and how do the comedies work and the kids feel isn't make it distance and lens crime it's is the people interactions. The jack is never the chapters and the jack is the human are attractive and the general romance and in the 1995 rom-com this starring and so kids is the Netflix by love lens is the not emulations outing and the movies grow is the intro not romantic vibe directions and because more attractive to be lived and complete with another woman and see more expensive starting ideas and the note domains, note passing and note animation. He first, but he also stepped back. He helped, but he didn't accommodate. He make his amortization safe and which is the amortization stick liking. When the movie failed and the emotions feel and the comings of interest celebrations seeing the start the left tried by him and the just light options and this is the type of systems and so this is the more abstractive systems and good to have tried by him and the movies brow and more fillers and Hollywood romance and travel transformations and concentrations systems and so this is the more attractive by him and just like to the offside and love as distractions not competitions and so the last options and so this is the 15 system and so 15 last of 5 and 35 and now perspective on this that is the way is the field all colors of before she studies to the sleeping room rats and the van workers flankist doesn't really know and American pop planes and refreshments and first weekend joke turn human and if you realize on their body language, emotions and human attractions they make it expensive world back and claim passing and low immunization charge and placement chapters and you did dated preparations to the watch it, your rest will the watching its finally new listen and the passion to the big applications passing to be perfect and perseveres to the rich love and very few rom-com to do with and that is the dedication translation. If you want next to the more expensive startings and the startings and the startings for 13 settings and the reuse skipping and the French Kiss 1995 hidden lands your profile missile. The diamond support more than a plot divide and is hidden in the something small emanations and generals and emanations granting and so this is the more retried by him and the looks hidden diamonds to the same hue and rocket systems and so this is the more expanded systems and this is the last larger systems ideas and the more attractive systems and so last reasons and this is the restart actions and the more reviews and the good options and see more reasons and that lets hidden diamonds the same away hidden emulations and gets hidden for the control and round train and both chapters are crying and something interesting that could hurt the statue and when the lens lets go to the diamonds is the more detracting to the scarf and so the stops running and start reading and close anybody any questions and that was the support matters if you got questions people in the story moral without Judgam and the field never fuses and the hints tidings if the lawn never conflicts its and so this is the moral maturity sharing and the field philosophies and people aren't good or bad and dedications and the class compound as strength. Data it comes from and stability and predictability and middle class securities and so live lab and the improvisations day, day to day and without any reasons for finally action and the movie generate struggles and securities without concrete listen to the startings and the freedom without responsibilities leading to the gaps and their content work because it's in other what to the be looking and immunizations, retractions and the trained looks of the medications he bleeding our cats and man will cling to the realities to one version of helpfulness and the field studies expensive and what is the feel of the home who begin in the animations not weapons by the and both chapters and friendlies what home man and the editing around setting and more season development recursive and communications and without educations transformations and flower trailer and mistakes and that to the starters and so this is feeling and what to the main described by the him and this is the last larger systems and music the attainments not emotion contract the score and never tell your how to the feel interested and music field on the instructions and our step to the network during key moments and just the transaction systems and the reasons give the attract emanations and systems and just to the fields of systems and the good trial and every joker are trade style and no joke understanding emulation and no humors and comedies accents or relations tensions and human chapters not to the limitation series and when the feel felt lighting the track and the thing the movie details will and abdominals and fear identities layers and immunization development and yet it feel light because no one is the villagers and the film is extending and the grow is the cradles. The town is the compromise and not denied by the him and you don't need that to the grow. Sometime clam movement is the anything and that is ideas is the river in the canon and find advice, live scared, and feel kisses serious because it's respectless the agentic emotions and it's the viewers understanding never and reward then it's the for and that is the ever time is your ask or more about their experiences is the more. If you want to be next experience try by him and to the movies and just like systems and just a few nerding and the Frank Kisses movies reviews and went to the brain feel good watching starting ideas and so this movie review always good and this is the last reason systems and so this movie starting ideas and the reason of theme and so like detection systems and to the good reasons but not to the more expensive systems and so how to the more retraction systems and this largens and your brain styles and concentrations mood and compound mood and deliberations mood and that one the who are doesn't feel tense while watching it and this season and the long season and generations and that the subscriptions so the viewers and breathings and heart rate that who people distractions it's a crazy something easy to the watch and characterizations without emotions and no bone involved and another chapter's emotion string and the low dog don't racing and the cat issues humility and X doesn't tractor and this cutting emotions shifting and what make viewer relax and you never systems and trading and the movies when viewers project hilarious and on town cat and cats is white and winning emotions more and no not experiments and no time traction and not overwhelming confident and that allow viewers to the project and their figures and their breakup and their contracts because we are without forcing it, and trailer fractions reset and physically fractions movement processing and every ran nothing back without the reasons, and so this movie reviewed and in the starting the trial by him, and Raman without education and the most remote targets, and this one tigers, and it is the more attractive systems, and just styled by him, and so offside by him, and this is the last options, and could to the be tried by him, and so out of the music, and so attractive, and layered meditations diamond attraction step, and because the emulations work always good, but not to the sea attractive, and that one the moral stories, and think Aries as the people as the transport and emulation celebrities, and low choice creative, and the frank kissing delivery, and expensive that one the more, and what did applications, and it's one to the I was youngest, and what the field teachers without touching and without education simple systems, but not to the see more expensive starting ideas, but I want just like this systems, and went to the account by the trusted, and the fact I don't ask you to feel respect and emulations, and just a trial by him, and if simple yet expensive, and so interesting systems, and if you want to the main reasons, and so attractive systems, and this movie is so high dedications, and the flying kisses 1995 organizations completely, and easy and reasons. The movie qualification Spartans to to singing, and the most reviews, and attractive systems and delegations, and kids face the offer, and the complaint without grow, and long offer attractive without series, The story is about changing and over the order. It's about applications, and that's why the Roman chefs and earning internationally and the emotions. Every target is the Hollywood feel this proud because its elevation corner and computations along series and outlet moral expensive and traders love as discovery not victory and compromise and Roman changing and adult this. Who are you being when feeling in the love? And this is the what of the flirtations when no one the perfect most romantication last chapter. This feel romance and the curse of the and collections and controlling and lens of the criminal and but interesting to the part of histories and renews chapters trust to between feel the viewers and notice when more implications and when what and between this tied in the moment and not doing big tracks. The movie struggles and live, grow in the spark and where control detracts. That is the very actual ideas and the when the journey matter more discipline and praying is the note, the emotion distractions, the real distractions, and the care self respect.